The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Trader's Edge.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the October 15th. Kind of hard to believe, the middle of October already. The October 15th, marvelous Monday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome is to help you to become a better money master and also provide you the tools so that you can lead an inspired life. Because for all of us, leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. Hopefully you had just simply an incredible, extraordinary, outrageous, wonderful, fantastic weekend out there. It's good to be back with you. Let's go take a look at one of our tools. This is the tool. I want to listen closely on this one. It's actually one of my favorite tools now. This tool is the past is the present. Something to think about. The past is the present. Well, you've heard me say before, you've heard me use the expression. If you've ever received an email from me, you've actually seen it as part of my signature line. It says this: become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past. Yet I'm saying the past is your present out there. Well, what I want you to think of when I use the word present, maybe more so as a gift, as opposed to being the present right here, right now. Now, when I say, become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past. The prisoner of your past is, there's really two primary things that hold you and me, each of us, back from attaining the things that we want in life. These are these little obstacles, these little detours that we put up, but they're two big ones. They're the fear. They're always really fears, right? Because you run away from fear. It's the fear of not being loved or the fear of not being enough. Each of us, it doesn't matter whether you're a trader. It just simply encompasses, your entire life. These are two fears that you absolutely have to be able to overcome. Those fears were usually caused by a really bad electrician in your past. And I'm talking about the electrician that is in the wiring that's within inside your system, because usually what we link is an experience where there was an expectation, and we link that, and it just simply gets cemented. Most of these go back to when you were just simply a child between the ages of 3 and 8. Most of what it is, your wiring system, happens by the time that you're 8 years old. You've got to be cognizant of that because, just like if you were going to build a new house, you'd have to go hire a new electrician. Well, it works the same way in life as well. And successful people, what they'll do is they'll use these experiences that hold them back. They'll turn weakness into strength. That's what I want each of you to do out there. I had some personal experience with this last evening. Last evening, I was on the phone with my youngest. It was up at Florida, at the University of Florida, having a little bit of a tough time, a little bit of a struggle in a course that she's taken, a statistics course. Now, she is in building construction. She's one of the few women that are in the building construction degree up, and she's the most incredible human being that I've ever met. I'm not saying that because she's my daughter, although that helps, but really she's just incredible, very talented, very self-driven. I don't know where she gets that from, but very self-driven, and and internalizes a little bit too much, and she's just taken a course that she's just absolutely bombed. She works part-time, about 20 hours. She goes to school full-time, and not an easy program or anything out there, and just simply has bombed a couple of courses. And her biggest fear out there, when we really got down to it last night, was just simply not being enough. The fear of maybe letting herself down, letting me down. And for all of us that, attended college out there, most of us, myself included, had to drop a class or two along the way for whatever the reason. So just simply what I had to do was just simply explain to her that really, let's just take a look at any bad experiences, and I want you to be able to do this as well, any of the trouble experiences that you've had in life, and turn those into gifts. The past can be your present. Turn those into gifts, folks, where you use those as springboards out there. You can't control the circumstances. You can only control how it is that you plant your pole out there and what you're going to do with those circumstances, and that's what I want you to do. That's what each of us have to do when we're trading these markets out here. You can't control these markets. I can't control these markets. What we can do is we can read them through whatever set of tools. I like to use AB equals CD patterns. I love being able to use candlesticks so that I understand what the bulls and bears are doing. I suggest that you do the same out there. But identify your weakness, folks. Create a new outcome. Turn a weakness into a strength. Every successful person, you have done it before. Give that advice to others as well. Enough. Let's go take a look at these markets out here. Again, I hope you had a great weekend out there. I know I did. If we take a look at the futures market, we've got the Dow futures up 40 points right now. You've got the ES Mini up about 5 3/4. That's straight out at 1427.25. That's what happens to be up on my screen. If you are watching us on Tiger TV, maybe you are just simply listening to us on your mobile device. Maybe TFNN.MOBI. You're listening on a radio station. We absolutely appreciate you doing that. You can always catch an archive of this show on Channel 9. You got the NASDAQ futures up about 14 points. Russell up 4, trading out at 823. King dollar up 6 ticks right now. Gold back 15 bucks. We're certainly going to take a look at gold and silver. Silver down about 1.5% this morning. That's off 50 cents. Finally, the pullback in gold and silver seems like it may be underway out there. Light sweet crude, no such luck. You've got a small pullback, 50 cents. That's really nothing out there in light sweet crude. If we take a quick peek around the world before we go to the charts here, you've got the DAX up about 0.7%. That's up 47 points. The DAX wants higher price out there. You've got the FTSE up 23%, 0.4%. Over in Asia last night, not so much a mixed bag, a slightly mixed bag. You had the Nikkei up 0.5%. 43 points. The Shanghai was down 6 points, not really that much of a budge. And the Hang Seng up 11. Our call-in number is always 877-927-6648. Would absolutely love to hear from you. And so if we take a look at the ES Mini, you're taking a look at the black horizontal line across my screen. Seems like we were just here on Friday. Seems like we were just here on Thursday as well. What the heck? We're right here at the QE3 line. That line coming right at the, if I pull this back here, what you'll see, got to pull back a little bit further, but right here, that's September 13th. This is the 1 o'clock bar. This was when the FOMC, this is when Ben Bernanke came out to tell us about QE3. The market really trading right at that same level, moved higher, moved only slightly lower, below that price point, and trading right at that area right now. If we take a look at just simply retracements off of swing points, we'd go back to the last swing point at 8 o'clock in the morning. That swing point coming in at about October the 12th. Today's the 15th. That must have been Friday out there. What you can also see, 0.786 is the 1431 level. And at 9 o'clock, as we came into the open here, 1430.25 was the level that the ES Mini got up to. Let's go take a look at the, and today, folks, it's New Moon Monday. The new moon came in just a little bit more than an hour ago, East Coast time. So it is New Moon Monday. With the markets moving down into a new moon, something to think about. We'll see how these markets are going to behave out there. Let's just simply go take a look at all of the larger picture. Let's take a look at the index futures out here. Let's go back to the ES Mini. Now, let's just start upper left-hand corner here. Upper left-hand corner, we've got the Dow futures. If we take a look at the Dow futures, we're just simply going to take a look at a trend line. I'd say today a pretty critical day. Why? Because we've really reached the apex. The apex coming off of the June 4th low. That is the very bottom of it. And we're taking a look at a trend line. We're not taking a look at a channel line. And that trend line, the next touch point is going to be July 24th. That low out there, 12,462. So you see, you got that black diagonal line going up. And take a look at where that intersects. What I'll call a horizontal resistance line. In fact, that horizontal resistance line really goes all the way back here into, well, it goes back further than that. If you just take a look at this line, I wonder if I can pull it across here. Oh, I can. That's a thing of beauty. Just take a look at how, as price got up into this area here in the Dow futures, how this area has acted either as support or resistance. It was resistance back in the May 2012 time frame. It was also resistance back in April. It was also resistance back in March 28th out there. And you can see that when Super Mario came on and was going to save the world, you broke through that area. You broke through it with conviction. When Uncle Ben came to town, that was on September 13th, you can see that that area is really what is under attack here. But you've reached the apex. And today, I would say is going to be a very telling day in the marketplace out there. We did have a little doji candle out here on the 11th, and that was on Thursday. Friday's session, you know, not really a confirmation one way or another. It's really today's session that is the key session out here, especially with it being New Moon Monday. That's on our Dow futures. Let's go take a look at the next one that pops up. How about the NASDAQ futures? Might as well look at weakness because the Dow actually has been pretty strong out there, if we take, especially if you take a look at retracements, whereas the NASDAQ has been the weak link out here. But still, if you take a look at retracement levels, well, actually, let's redraw this line out here. We're going to have two lines out here, but just because it is Marvelous Monday, we're going to redraw the lines out here. If we really take a look at the trend line coming off of the June 4th level all the way down to the swing point on July 25th, you can see the NASDAQ actually has further to go before it really reaches that resistance or that support area. Now, what I did do, there's this alternative line here that I used, which was coming off of July 12th, that low out there. You know, that was really, let's say, a first touch point, and that's right where you've got the NASDAQ trading at. If we try to find horizontal resistance out here, well, you're going to find it. The problem is, folks, is that the NASDAQ futures, I'll just draw this line out here just so we can take a look at it, and really more than take a look at it, but you can see this resistance area. And a resistance area, it's no more than when you're driving a car, folks. You know, you drive a car, you come up to a, maybe some of you have this experience. You drive down a certain, let's call it an expressway, and even though traffic is moving fine, you come across a certain area of the expressway where it always seems to slow down. Maybe it's a bend or whatever it is, and it always seems to slow down. Almost doesn't matter no what. Well, when you take a look at price charts out here, the resistance areas, those areas where the market slows down, that's really what I'm talking about. That's that horizontal area, and you usually see some congestion. You usually see some traffic out there. Well, if you take a look at the NASDAQ futures, that's really what this black horizontal line is showing where you've had your congestion areas, just as when you're driving the car out there. Well, you can see that the NASDAQ futures really broke through that with conviction on October 9th, and now that's seeking lower areas out there. So the NASDAQ being the one that has pulled the market down, this is what you're going to want to be paying attention to, as well as that Dow futures contract on the daily basis. But interesting, the market moved down into New Moon. The last full moon that was out here happened to be, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere right around October the 5th. Actually, let me switch over here. I'll get you the exact date. Let me just look it up in my Funkin' Wagnalls right here. No reason for me to... the full moon came in on September the 30th. So September 30th was when the full moon came in. If we take a look at the NASDAQ out there, did we have a high out here on the 30th? No, you didn't really have a high. Well, you had a high that held on the September 30th date. I believe, though, that high is still there on the ES Mini. We'll switch over to the ES Mini here real quickly before we go to break. If we take a look at the ES Mini, that is the S&P futures. Let's go take a look at September 30th out there. September 30th on the ES Mini. Really coming right here, October the 1st level. 877-927-6648. Dow futures up 30. King dollar up 6 ticks. Gold back 14. We'll be right back.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
80% of traders fail because they don't know when to get in or out of a market, and all because no one taught them how to read the signs. You see, the stock market has a universal language called Japanese candlesticks, and each day, the buyers and sellers, the bulls and bears, go to work and build signs. This language has been around for thousands of years, and it's easy to learn. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show, and I'm a master sign builder. Download my free report, Candlesticks, The Speed of Trust, on the homepage of TFNN.com for one of the best-kept candlestick secrets. I'll also be conducting an online course Friday, October 19th, to teach you the language of the market's sign builders. You'll learn the best entry and exit techniques and strategies that will create extraordinary rewards. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you like, because trading or investing without learning this language is like running a red light. It's an accident waiting to happen, and there's no airbags or seatbelts. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's just continue taking a look at the daily Russell 2000 futures zone. We'll go back to the ES Mini. And so we're taking a look at the trend line coming off of the June 4th low out here. The next touch point that I've used on this is the July 24th area. And you can see that price there also has not moved down into that area. Can come easily, can come down there, can test that trend line. Until that trend is broken, though, you'd have to say it's since June 4th, the market's still on a bullish run out there. At least that's what I'm saying, because I do have some bull horns on out here. You can see that the Russell 2000 trading down into Mario Draghi Day. That's that September 6th area. But what you also have, it's really traded down into an area of support. That area of support was created by the resistance. So listen closely. The resistance that was created with the Three River Evening Star candle formation that occurred on July the actually completed on July the 6th. That's a three-candle pattern. So that set up an area of resistance. You can see as the market moved back up into that on August 17th, August 8th, 20th, August 21st out there. That area held really for almost a period of 2 weeks out there as a level of what? As a level of resistance. But then you did have Super Mario show up. You had that area. You had a breakout of that area. That moved up to where? That moved up really into the next set of swing points. That set of swing points going all the way back to March 27th, 2012. That level was taken out. That level was going all the way back into the swing points, all the way back to May of 2011. That's really what markets do. They go up into those swing point levels. If we take a look at, so you got the horizontal support out there now that the Russell 2000 is trading into. We'll see if it's going to break that area. And if we go take a look at, let's finish the daily charts out by taking a look at the ES Mini. If we take a look at the S&P futures, you're going to really see that. So both the ES Mini, the S&P futures, and the Dow really moving into an apex here. And that apex being off of the diagonal trend line, that diagonal trend line, June 4th, starting with on the S&P futures. Next touch point that I'm using out here is July 25th. That low was 1321.25. You can see how price actually this morning coming right back to that area. X marks the spot. We're taking a look at the horizontal resistance as well on side in the ES Mini. So today really a very important day out there. Of course, every day really is important, but another day where it's going to give us some important information. Not often do you trade down into these areas, and so we're going to find out whether this is going to be new moon low Monday, or maybe it's new moon high Monday out there, because there are some, on the short-term basis, there are many, many bearish signals out there, but these levels must be taken out in order for the market to move lower with conviction out here. Let's go take a look at the around the world here. Let's go see what the DAX is doing. We take a look at the DAX, trading out at 72.77 right now. If you just take a look at the retracement that the DAX has made after it made a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD up, we're going to come off of the swing point from August 30th. That's the low, and the high swing point being September 21st. That pullback, you know, maybe about a 50% pullback, if that, out there. So pretty strong when you take a look at the DAX. They are celebrating Oktoberfest out there, and it looks to me, candle-wise, that the DAX actually wants to go ahead and make a run for its highs. That would take it up into the September 21st area. The low of that is 73.91. Again, it's traded 72.78. So it shouldn't be too much of a stretch to see the DAX do that. If we go take a look at the, let's go look at Asia. I'll just close that out. Didn't really mean to do that. Hit the wrong button. Let's go take a look at the Shanghai out here, if I can find that chart. There it is right in front of me. So let's take a look at the Shanghai out here. Now, the Shanghai, you know, had a big sign of strength, mostly because of monetary easing, but that seems to be the big signs of strength in our marketplaces these days. And that was on September the 7th. Moves up higher, comes back, and the area where it moved up from certainly failed, and it failed coming down into September 20th. You made a slightly lower low on the 26th. You made a bullish engulfing candle, had some nice follow through on the next session. You did both of those with volume out there. Now what you see is a little bit of a retracement here. But what this tells me, so the DAX is getting, the Hang Seng back inside the September 7th candle. And it really does look like to me that what the Shanghai wants to do is move higher. It made that 1.272 butterfly pattern. Looks to me like what the Shanghai really wants to do is at least, let's make these black lines, is really get up, well, I need to get rid of a couple lines on there. I can't even read it. So let's get rid of these Fibonacci numbers here and see what it is. Looks to me like what the Hang Seng, Shanghai, my apologies, the Shanghai wants to do is trade up into the 2290 level. 877-927-6648. Popping in the pre-market. You got Apple trading up, close at 629, trade out at 632 right now. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you?
Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of TFNN.com where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. You got the Dow up 32 points right now, S&P up 4. Composite up 13, small caps up 2. Leading the charge is the composite. Got Microsoft up 25 cents, Intel up 2 pennies, Google off $1.55, Cisco up 8 cents. Apple trading out at $6.34. That's up $5. You've got Polaris Industries. If we take a look at stocks popping and dropping, Polaris Industries up 2.5%. That's up $2 and change. Goldman Sachs up $1.67, trading out at 121. That's up 1.5%. You got Allegrin Pharmaceuticals, AEGR. They're up 9% this morning. I don't see any news on that. We'll go see in a bit. You got Eli Lilly up again. Boy, that has been a strong stock, up 2.5% today, up $1.27. SanDisk, SNDK, that is trading up $1 right now. That's up 2.5%. New Oriental Education, EDU, the ticker symbol, up 9% here this morning. IBM up 0.5%. Dunkin' Brands. I haven't looked at that Dunkin' chart, so we'll go take a look at that DNKN in case it disappears here. I haven't looked at that IPO here for quite some time. Citigroup out with numbers this morning. I believe they beat estimates here. Let's see. What did Citigroup do? They did net income $469 million. Oh, no. $469 million versus $3.7 billion last year. That was the bottom line. Their revenue, $13.9 billion versus $20 billion out there. And don't know all the details behind it, but the stock trading up a buck right now. IBM trading up a buck. That's what's popping to the upside. The euro is popping to the upside. Let's go take a look at what is dropping to the downside. Google leading the charge here, off $3 and change. Tractor Supply, TSCO off a couple of bucks out there. Consolidated Energy, CNX off a buck. That's down 3%. Nothing large on the way down percentage-wise. You've got American Capital, AGNC, trading off a buck. Otherwise, everything really under a buck on the way to the downside. Now, I do happen to have the euro, the 15-minute chart on my screen, and we're taking a look at the A to B equals CD pattern that completed here earlier. The A point out here is the high that we're looking at from 9 o'clock on 9 o'clock in the morning. This is a 15-minute chart on October the 12th out there. Now, you had a nice little bearish engulfing candle to set that off, had a nice little confirmation after that. That was marked our A point. The equity moves down into the area of 12 noon on October the 12th, on Friday, where it does a retracement. Go take a look at that retracement. Let's go take a look at our A to B to see what that B to C retracement was, 0.382. So only does a 0.382 retracement. What kind of energy does it have left to do that next move, to do that C to D move out there? Well, it has enough energy to do more than a 1-to-1. That's exactly what it does. It gets down to the 1.272 level, does that at 9:15 last evening, and what does it make? It forms a hammer candle. Forms a hammer candle, get a nice little confirmation after that. That starts its retracement on the way up. In fact, it got all the way back into the swing point where it began at 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday, so it makes a 100% move of a move out there. May, quite frankly, be setting up a larger A to B equals CD. We'll see what the retracement does. Got into the overbought territory, backing off like it should to work a little bit of that off. If we take a look at possible retracement areas now for the euro to pull back to, what we can see is it's pulled back to the 0.382 level. That was in the 1.24. Wish I could really read it. 1.2439, it looks like. Well, I can take a look at it just by looking at the price. Pulled back to 1.29469 out there. If that's all the pullback, that sets up a pretty large A to B equals CD on the euro. Let's go take a look. Now, this is the 15-minute chart, but this works on all time frames, all patterns out there. So that would, if that's the only pullback, and I expect that it would pull back further, but if this is the only retracement that it does, it sets up moving into the 130 level out there. That is on the euro. That it would also probably set up a butterfly pattern. In fact, if it does, I'm sure we can go draw that in, since we're just simply painting on our sketch out here on our canvas. So if it does make that move, it will make a little bit more than a 1.272 butterfly pattern out there. That is on the euro. That is on the 15-minute chart. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's start off by looking at Apple, see what Apple is doing on out here. Apple trading out at 632. Apple having real struggles here to, as we like to say in the business, get out of its own way. And Apple You know, the problem is that Apple really doesn't have any other really valid support until it gets back down into the swing points of July 25th. And that is, I can tell you that from the signs of trying to find bulls out there, no bulls have signed up to begin working on Apple, and they certainly haven't begun working on Apple yet today. Now, you did get a little doji candle on Friday, says the market is kind of tiring out, makes today's trading session on Apple important. But the next level, really, of support on Apple takes you down into the set of swing points where you really start to see a lot of that congestion. That is going to be down at the 0.786 level. That is let's just call it $570, somewhere in that range, and it's trading at 632 right now. Let's see, percentage-wise on the way up, Allegra Pharmaceuticals. Let's go take a look at that stock chart, see what that is trading into. AEGR is the ticker symbol, gapping up this morning. Had a nice sign of strength on Friday, but let's pull this back here further. And so as we take a look at this equity, so maybe this is an IPO going back to October in 2011. Let me just see if there's any other data out here. So this equity here looks like the IPO date is on October 22nd, 2010. Traveled in the price range of $9.65 up to a high of $10.92. It's trading at $17 and change here right now. You did have a sign of some selling, and that is on the date of June 24th, a couple million shares. You're up above that level. The high of that was $15.53. You had a nice sign of strength. No, sign of weakness. You did see some other selling here on June 14th, so it's really trading up into that area. So there's your second sign of weakness out here. Today, Friday, was really the only sign of strength, kind of a small sign of strength, but watch for this is really making a 100% move of a move. It's got some volume. Looks like this is really just going to consolidate in between the level that it's trading at right now down into about the $14 range or so, $13 range, back into the August 23rd level. That is on Allegra Pharmaceuticals. Let's go take a look at other equities out here. Sarepta Therapeutics. Let's go take a look at that because that broke through the gap on Friday. So this is an important trading session for Sarepta Therapeutics. SRPT is the ticker symbol, and just wanted to watch to see when the bears were going to step in on this thing. Here we go. So if we take a look at Sarepta Therapeutics, let's pull this back here, and it is still below the gap. So take a look at this beautiful equity with regard to a sign of strength. That sign of strength came in on October 3rd. The low of that is 29.26. It's trading at 28.94 right now. We'll see if this thing can get back inside that range, but it is vulnerable because it broke that gap. The bulls are really going to have to step in on this equity. Otherwise, this equity will come all the way back to where it broke out, which was on October the 2nd, and the low of that candle is 1484. The high is 1712. So 1712 is absolutely in play here. This is an equity that broke out with 28 million shares, got up to a high of $45, one of Basil's round number highs. Basil will be up today from 11 to 12. And I don't know if Larry is back, so Basil could be pulling a double header today. But Sarepta Therapeutics getting up to $45 here and then giving it up. So it has had more than a 40% pullback in price out there, and it's got some folks that are trapped. So if this equity doesn't begin getting some energy in it, it is going to beget selling out there pretty quickly because you've got a lot of folks that are trapped up at these high. A lot of folks that thought they were buying into a good thing and right now are in a losing position out there. So that was on Sarepta Therapeutics. Let's go take a look at Google, see what is behind its move here today. That's trading off $7 this morning. Let's go see if there's any volume behind the move here. Really, I just keep deleting charts. That doesn't help me out a whole lot. Charts, okay. So let's find Google. GOOG is the ticker symbol. It's trading out right now at $737. Of course, you have to type the right symbol in order to pull it up. It's funny how systems work like that. Okay, so we're taking a look at Google. It's taking on a swing point here this morning. A swing point and it has not broken a swing point on the way down in, well, it hasn't broken a swing point on the way down ever since it came off of the lows back June 14, 2012. So today, pretty important point, because we know the NASDAQ has shown some major weakness out there, and Google, if it takes out a swing point with volume, would not be be a great sign for bears and not a good sign for guys with gals with bullhorns out there. If you take a look at the swing point, it is October the 10th. 10-10-12. The low is 738.29, trading at 738.02 right now. So trading below it. That has 2 million shares. Thus far this morning, it's traded 351,000 shares. So it's going to, we're only 14 minutes into the trading session. This is going to have the volume. So that means let's go take a look at Google on an intraday basis and see what it's doing. Let's go ahead and go to the 30-minute charts out here on Google. Let me get the date out here so we can see if this is making an A to B equals CD down on the 30-minute chart out here. So again, the swing point here on the 30-minute chart is back at the 10 o'clock time frame on October 10th. That had 439,000 shares. So that is the area that is being tested right now. And 331,000 shares with 15 minutes to go. It's going to have the volume. Now we're going to see if it's going to hold from a price standpoint. So this chart here, very important to watch. If we take a look at A to B equals CD down patterns, that could form here on Google. Our A point, we'll come back, I'll give you the actual numbers. So our A point on this is going to be the swing point high. Came in at 11 o'clock in the morning on October the 5th. That swing point high, 774.29. Your B point on this is the level that was created at 10 o'clock on October the 10th. That price point is 738.29. Had a little bullish engulfing candle at the 10:30 session. It moves up into the C point, which happens to be 10 o'clock in the morning on October the 11th. Now, let's go take a look at the retracement on the 30-minute chart, and we're going to see it's about almost a 0.618, about 50%, a little bit over 50%. So right around the 618 was 710.54. Google actually got up to, did I say 710? 760.54. It actually got up to 758.50. So the Google, this is an important chart for us to watch here. And what I'll make sure that we do is during the Money Master show that we come back to Google and see what it does, because we are taking a look at the 30-minute chart on this equity. Let's go take a look at gold. Let's go take a look at gold and silver. I think I did say we would do that. If we take a look at gold, if you're looking here at the trend line, which I want you to look at, this is the trend line that goes all the way back into the October 2008 time frame. Now, gold traded below that with some conviction, broke through there in May of 2012, got back up inside it, has tested it, but this week here, as we started off the week, it has broken through that area. So kind of interesting. Now, gold has a couple levels of support for it to hit. Just simply from a moving average standpoint, you're looking at the price point somewhere around the 1730 level. That's going to be your 50-day moving average, and your 200-day is down at the 1670 level. So we are finally getting a little bit of a pullback in gold. Now, this could be setting up a larger retracement, because last week what you formed out here was a bearish engulfing candle. It looks like very close to it. Let's go take a look at silver as well. If we take a look at silver, now silver has, you can see silver actually, technically speaking, when you take a look at the trend line, silver also going back into the October 2008 time frame, never broke that trend line, came back to it, and came back to it on the week of June 22nd, 2012, and then just simply continued to lose strength on the way down. You can see that because on the weekly chart here, all you have are just simply some very, very narrow bodies out there. So the bears just simply packed up their bags. Silver truly bouncing off of that trend line, doing it on August the 24th out there. Now you can see as it made its way up, and it made its way up into the 100% move of a move area, that was at the March 2nd level. What you can see out here is 3 dojis in the window. And 3 doggies in the window. I know you got that. You got those 3 dojis out here. That's from the week of September 21st, the week of September 28th, and the week of October the 5th out here. Now we've got gold moving down. Where is gold going to move down to? Well, it can move down as far as the trend line Will it actually move down there? You know, volume and candles will give us the signal on this. Right now, 32.74 is the first target. It's at 33.10. 31.42 would be the next area. Now, that is the weekly charts out there, and they certainly are suggesting this week is important for silver, but so far saying that it wants lower price. Let's go take a look at the daily charts on gold and silver as well. We'll do that when we come back from break. Right now, we've got the Dow up 17, S&P's up 1, small caps just turning negative by a nickel. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow up 12 right now. S&P up 1. Gold pulling back and silver. Gold back $23 right now. Silver down 84 cents. We're going to go take a look at silver wheaten. SLW is the ticker symbol. As we take a look at silver wheaten, it made a 1 to 2.618. A to B equals CD. Whew. That is a move. It made that move. It was coming in to making a 100% move of a move, which was going back to a set of swing points in February of 2012. Now, it went ahead and it passed the B point. The A point on this, if you're going to do this at home, your A point is the low of May 16th, that low 22.94. Your B point is the high that was put in here on June 20th out at 29.09, 6.6 million shares. As the B point, it retraces back for a couple of weeks, makes a low right around the July 11th, 25 bucks actually, even number on July 12th out there. That's your C point. Now, as the B point gets crossed, that is the June 20th level, 6.6 million shares, gets crossed with volume, 7.6, so you have accelerated volume. You got some pretty decent wide price spread out there. And what it does is it goes ahead and it makes a 1 to 2.618. As this was moving up, really, you didn't see any bears that stepped in. In fact, the only time that there was really as it was making that move higher, the only time that you saw some bears step in was when it came back to test an area where it gapped up. That was on August 20th. The high was 32.81. The low on the next session was 33.05. So you had a little gap. That gap also was 7 million shares. As the bears came back to test that area out, did with 2.7 million shares. Couldn't bust it down at all. Equity continues moving higher out here. Right now, as I take a look at this, it just simply got over into the overbought area, got up into the extremes. Right now, this thing is pulling back on light volume, working off of the overbought zone, doing it very nicely by just simply consolidating sideways. And that's what you really want to see. You're going to work off overbought areas, folks, either by moving sideways or by retracing. The preference, if you're in the equity, and I don't know if the person in the den that requested this, Angie, if she is in this equity, but I do like the way that this is working off the overbought area just simply by moving sideways. So no real volume. In fact, any volume is really to the upside so far. That last spike out there was on October 4th. The high was 40.83, another 7 million shares. Now, what I'll do here is just simply go back and take a look at the weekly chart. If you trade a daily chart, what you want to make sure that you do is you at least go up to the next level. That would be weekly. If you trade a 30-minute, go to the 60-minute, and then to the 120-minute, and so forth. And so as we take a look at silver wheaten on the weekly chart, made a nice 1 to 1, A to B equals CD down. That started on April 8th, 2011. That was your A point. Your B point on this looks like it was, let's see, June 17th of 2011. You got to 29.79. So 29.79 was your B point. Your C point was up here at the September 23rd level. Makes a 1 to 1, A to B equals CD. You get a nice bullish engulfing candle. And folks, if you want to understand candles and how you can use those in trading, I'm doing a online workshop, full day, that's coming this Friday, so I won't be with you Friday morning because I'll be doing that workshop. All the details on the homepage at tfnn.com. You can see here that after it makes that 1 to 1, A to B equals CD, gives you the signal that its work is over to the downside. It was also reaching oversold levels on the May 18th level. This thing here on the weekly chart, I see no signals that tell you to get out of this equity if you're in it. Silver wheaten pulling back nicely. Folks, stay tuned. You got the Money Masters show coming up next. Then Basil Chapman, either a single hour or a double hour, trying to find out if Larry will be with us today from 12 to 1. Daryl Martin 1 to 2. David White 2 to 3. Ken Shreve 3 to 4. Tom O'Brien show from 4 to 6. Have a great morning, folks. We'll be right back in a few.